Hello again. This time we're going to go over Primal. This one is relatively interesting. It is the only mutation that scales with strength. It also scales with willpower. Again, don't touch willpower. Don't touch willpower. We have 2 active abilities and 1 toggled ability, and the toggled ability will stack with anything, so be mindful of that. Your first ability is Beast Might. This is a charge shot. This increases your damage for the next shot, hit or miss, and it gives you a buff for 6 seconds. It costs health. It's a very good for the sense that you can use it on like precise hit or bullseye to be able to deal damage, and since health is readily available at any given time, it's usually not too threatening unless you're taking damage and you end up taking too much damage by hitting Beast Might afterwards. But it's a really good damage boost. Your next ability is the toggled ability that I was talking about, which increases your maximum health by a set interval, but it reduces your gamma by 50% of its maximum. Now you might think, oh, well, if I use gamma, that kind of sucks. And you're right, it does kind of suck. But the maximum health can help you become one of those characters that is really, really tanky and is a frontline bruiser. So you could either conserve your gamma or just have more regen for gamma and just apply damage so that way your team heals you, you're soaking more damage, and it's harder to kill you. And that's what I would recommend if you're using Primal Vigor. Like a melee or a shotgun that deals really heavy hits and forces everyone to see you as the center of attention. Your last ability is Rampage. This is what we would call a double-edged sword. So you activate it, it gives you a buff to your power, your precision, and your armor, right? This is 15 seconds. Now, this is a really big buff because it increases your resistance by a significant amount, it stacks with all their armor buffs, and it gives you a pretty hefty sum of power and precision. It probably needs a buff, but it still works as is. Once this effect fades, you're going to get the same buff reduced from you. So if say you get 112 power, precision, and like 360 something armor, I can't remember exactly what it is, just as an example. After that fades, you're going to get the same thing but as a debuff. So try to be mindful that it's going to fade, you're going to be debuffed, and maybe be a little more protective of yourself. But if you can use that properly, you can put a whole lot of damage up front, retreat, and just reuse it over and over again every minute. It's just very strong. You just got to be very careful with it. So hopefully you enjoy Primal.